Time now for the Educated Retirement Show with your host, Jay Kaplan. Jay discusses reverse mortgages and can answer your questions at 951-922-3532. Call lines are open at 951-922-3532. And now, here's Jay.
Yep, here's Jay. Years ago, was bouncing, and as you can probably see, if you ever see this show via video or Facebook, I can bounce quite a bit around. There's a bunch of me that bounces. So thank you for being here on the Educated Retirement. This is Jay Kaplan. And, Dennis Keithley just texted that he's watching the show. So hopefully he will be calling because his friend and mine, Ray Ramirez, is a repeat offender as per Ron Siegel's vernacular, on the second half of the show. So, again, welcome to the Retirement Radio, where we're here on KMET 1490 AM, where we do contemplate retirement and how to best prepare for retirement and how to be happily retired and stay that way. Now, this Sunday is Spring Forward Sunday. Somebody want to call me and tell me why we do these silly things? Sean, do you know why we do these silly things by moving the clock around so much? I mean, let me just yap first. It's everybody's when you move it one time. Oh, I don't like getting up. This is my wife, of course. I don't like getting up and having to leave when it's dark. You do it the other way. I don't like it dark when I come home. I kind of like seeing the sun straight up at noon. So if people want it different, why don't we go to work at 7 instead of 8? You know what I mean? And anyway, that's enough of that. Anybody can call in and give me whatever they think of it. But call in or visit or email www.drheckham.com, or just in case, I'm going to show it to you on account of, let me get back a little. Okay. Hopefully that gets through in case I'm not speaking too well, which you never know. www.drheckham.com or www.theeducatedretirementradio.com, or email me. That's the simplest, easiest. Email is nice because you read it when you want to. Well, you do snail mail too. And just like snail mail, nobody expects you to write back right now. So, do it that way. And be sure to jump over to the Educated Retirement Radio.com, because you'll see about halfway down the YouTube channel's link. And that will take you to the YouTube channel that has all of these shows that are delayed a couple of days because I have to do, I edit out some of the stuff, like my looks, and, I doctor that up, and, advertisements and things like that. But it's all there. The full episodes, the partial episodes, just the guest things. So please subscribe. I also have a lot of information on the website, www.drheckham.com, or theeducatedretirementradio.com. Lots more videos. And as I've been saying lately, when it comes to the Heckham or reverse, know the facts. Compare the numbers. It's too important an issue to ignore or to listen to people who have opinions based on not knowing it. And you certainly don't want to eliminate it based on not fully understanding it. Remember that equity availability programs like this, or the reverse, it's not a religion. It's not a belief system. It's just math. It's added security and flexibility. So much more than just math. So why do you need to get a hold of me at 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233, or 866-955-2233? or just email me best loan today. It's because you need to know more about the choices you really have and how to protect what you already have. So, I have a team of experts that can help and will help you. So please make use of all of us. Just no obligation information exchange. Call me and I can direct you to anyone who you've heard on this show or others. Or look for them on that YouTube station I talked about, because all our information is always given on those videos. And while you're at the YouTube station, subscribe. It's a push of a button, and it's not going to get in your way as life goes on. So, therefore, do I have a day job? I do have a day job. The loan source, the NMLS number is 384565. Department of Real Estate 792630. And guess what? We believe in challenging the status quo. We believe all people need to be active and not reactive. So, isn't there enough that we're reactive for every single day? By the way, you notice I got my old doctor's uniform on. Now, that's not to negate, the fact that I am a college professor when it comes to doctorating about information on the reverse mortgage or the HECM. Don't forget, I can also write you a prescription with my pen for knowledge. I already told you how. So what else is today? Uh-huh. And this, Ron Siegel will like this too. It is, guess what? Oreo Day, National Oreo Cookie Day, and celebrates Americans' favorite cookie. Well, anyway, that's what Nabisco says, it's America's favorite cookie. And it came out in 1912 and cost 25 cents a pound for a pound-size can. So we used to get them in cans, which I think were more biodegradable than the plastic we have now. But there is a limited edition, okay? That limited edition, there are the following types: birthday cake, fruit bunch Oreos, cinnamon bun Oreo. Now you're talking sugar. Key lime pie Oreos. Now that is awfully good. I like key lime pie. Never had one of those cookies. Don't forget, my favorite type of tiramisu, when you see sometimes flavored tiramisus, is Oreo tiramisu. Now, let's get back to this. And Sean, you've probably seen on YouTube or whatever, they have all of these videos about opening a certain package or product. They seem kind of silly in a way, except that it tells you what's inside something before you order it. So I'm not going to go like those videos do and say, here is the package, here's the side, we're going to put it on the... I'm just going to go ahead and open it. It's got one of these tabs here, so it's a newfangled... Now, this is dark chocolate flavor cream, so it's not the normal... Oh, that smells good. You smell that? And so that I may eat a dozen of these, we're going to go on break. So don't go away and grab yourself an Oreo or two or any other cookie, and we'll see you soon. I'm still chewing. And you go ahead and listen. I'm about done. That's good. That was a good cookie. And there I went touching my mouth with my hand, which we're told not to do. Actually, we never should do it. But because of the rising connections with coronavirus on top of all the other regular viruses, which are much worse than that, at least right now. But you know what? That cookie was good. My wife likes dark chocolate. I'm more of a milk chocolate kind of guy. But, you know, we like all of it. Anyway, welcome back to the Educated Retirement Radio here on your favorite planet, 1490 KMET AM radio, the Mighty Map. One more time, www.theeducatedretirementradio.com. And whose birthday was it today? It's Ed McMahon's birthday. Ed McMahon was born Edward Leo Peter McMahon Jr. Got to breathe between those syllables. In 1923 and exited this planet in 2009. So he started as a carnival barker. I think that's pretty cool. And I guess he ended up as a barker on television for Johnny Carson's Barker. Anyway, he then graduated from a carnival barker to a bingo caller at age 15.
Wasn't he a Marine or something like that?
Yeah, I think so too, but that was much later in life. So, but he put himself through college as a pitchman on the Atlantic City boardwalk for a vegetable slicer. So he was the original man, or the original face in front of Vegematic. So that's I mean, he made his whole career out of being a spokesman, and a good one. So you remember him, right, Sean? You were around for.
Oh yeah, I remember Ed McMahon.
Yeah. So, you know, how could anybody put themselves through colleges today selling Vegematics on the boardwalk? Well, a point I'm trying to make is it's so expensive to go to college today. I did it with a part-time job as a waiter at a place called Farrell's with Bruce Cooper, through Cal State Fullerton. But you can't do that anymore, and that's a big shame, and that's a big problem, and that's a subject for another show. But he worked for 30 years, Ed did, introducing Johnny Carson and being his sidekick. He also had that bit part in The Shining, as you recall. But you remember Carnac, the Magnificent?
Oh yeah.
Now, I have asked Carnac to appear on the show, so we'll see. I don't know if his Skype connection is working, but we'll see if he shows up here a little bit later with his hermetically sealed envelope. Remember, they used to give you an answer first, like Gatorade, and then the envelope would be, what's the question? What does an alligator get on welfare? Or shake and bake, and the answer would be, the question would be, describe a double feature of earthquake and towering inferno. And we'll see what our new one comes up with. But a guy by the name of Leroy Cooper Jr., which we know as Gordon Cooper, the astronaut, he lifted off in 1927 and left us in 2004, which was, to me, he was always a young guy, so I can't imagine him having passed away so long ago. But actually, he was the youngest of the original 7 Mercury Project astronauts. And, of course, you remember this movie. We all do. I really think that's a great movie. But he learned to fly very young and soloed at age 12, got his pilot's license at age 16. So he was played by Dennis Quaid in the 1983. It's hard to think it was that long ago. What I think is a masterpiece of a movie, the classic The Right Stuff by Philip Kaufman. What else did Phil do? Didn't he do the first remake of the Body Snatchers? I think he did. Anyway, but what a great film. I mean, Apollo 13 and a few others like that were also very good, but The Right Stuff had a big measure of something none of the others did. And to me, that was some kind of mysticism. And when Gordon Cooper was asked, who was the best pilot I ever saw? Well, you're looking at him. That was his answer. Here, remember these magazines? There is on the cover of Interview. I don't know if you ever remember Interview. Oh, here's a picture of him in there. I think that Interview was an Andy Warhol thingy, and I think we have every single issue that was ever published. But here's something. Chris Bissonette, who actually has a lot to do with going to school that we talked about earlier. Okay. But Gordon Cooper claimed until his death that the U.S. government was covering up information about UFOs that he claimed to have seen on many occasions, both on Earth and several times in space. He even testified to this in front of the United Nations. And we should have a whole show. We are going to have a whole show on UFOs. Not that we're going to say we believe them, don't believe them, just, talk about different sides of the issue. And on that note, let's take off for orbit here on the Educated Retirement Radio. And don't go into far Earth orbit, just stay to closer orbit because you're coming right back. All right, welcome back. The Educated Retirement Radio here on KMET, your favorite channel on this day in history. In 1930, frozen food hit the shelves of grocery stores in the United States for the first time in Springfield, Massachusetts. Of course, the creator was Clarence Birdseye, who excelled in science in school and collecting bugs. So look for those frozen bug dinners. Now, Ronald and Nancy Reagan absolutely loved. Their favorite pastime was to sit down in front of the television with their frozen dinners. In fact, it was they who actually originated Appreciation Day for them. That day would be actually today. So you remember those, they had metal. They don't do the metal anymore because of microwaves. I think microwave in general did away with the TV dinner, but they were kind of cool. And probably if I had eaten TV dinners my entire life, I'd be probably 100 pounds skinnier and maybe healthier, because being large ain't necessarily healthy. But we promised you Carnac, okay? So here we go. Now, I should have rehearsed this first, so who knows? Okay. I think it goes something like this, right? Does it go something like this? Sean, you remember maybe more than I do. Anyway, knocks his head, opens the envelope, right? Okay, the answer first is free. Okay? Then you gotta... Now I take this out. What's the cost of a HECM consultation with Jay? Me. Free. Okay. Now, Carnac, what's next? Oh, I got it. Okay. Answer. I have to be broke and eating cat food. Don't know if dog food has anything to do with this. Okay. That's it, right? Sean, knocked him set in the head or something. Opened it up. Blew into it to open it. Okay, here we go. Oh, that was the wrong question. That may have happened too. I don't know. What can I say? What is a common myth about HECMs? That certainly is. You do not have to be broke. In fact, it was never, ever designed for broke people. So, one more, okay? Let me try to do this. Okay, the answer is a caregiver, elder law attorney, a financial planner, and a realtor. And the question, oh, sorry about that. The question is, what makes up your household board of directors? Well, thank you, Carnac, for showing up. I really appreciate it. And now we're going to let you go, and we're going to let everybody else go so we can get hooked up with today's great guest. And then we'll be back, but we won't be gone long. So take care.